Ever wondered why prime numbers, those elusive integers divisible only by 1 in themselves, seem so unpredictable in their distribution? Today we delve into the world of prime numbers, exploring their generation and testing their primality. Starting with prime number generation, our objective is simple: produce prime numbers within a specified range or up to a given limit. This process involves starting with a list of candidate numbers, methodically marking off non-prime numbers, and retaining the unmarked numbers, which are our prime numbers. We can implement this using various algorithms like the sieve of Eratosthenes or the sieve of Atkin, each offering efficiency depending on the range or limit. Output. As we transition from prime number generation to expression, it's essential to introduce you to 4 key functions that are the cornerstone of our approach: the dr function and the v, o, and w functions. These functions simplify number operations, making the identification of prime numbers more efficient. The dr function helps us reduce a number to its digital root, simplifying the operations involved. The v function, on the other hand, is instrumental in verifying whether a number is a potential prime, while the o and w functions provide us with expressions that can be used as checkpoints in the testing process. The beauty of these functions lies in their modular nature, allowing for flexibility and adaptability. They not only make the process of prime number identification more accessible, but also provide a promising framework for prime number-related computations. The simplicity of these functions makes them easy to implement and understand, which is a significant advantage in a field often characterized by complexity. Moreover, their potential for optimization without compromising on simplicity makes them a truly valuable tool in our quest for understanding prime numbers. So let's dive into these functions and explore how they revolutionize the way we approach prime numbers. In our journey from prime number generation to the unveiling of the prime number expression function, it's important to understand the bridge that connects them. This bridge is the process of prime testing. Prime testing is a critical step in identifying prime numbers accurately and efficiently. This is especially important given the significant role prime numbers play in fields like number theory and cryptography. Traditional primality tests often involve complex algorithms and iterative procedures, which can lead to computational inefficiencies, particularly when dealing with large numbers. But imagine if we could simplify this process. What if we could condense the verification process into a single step, adaptable to diverse numerical contexts? In this segment, we'll explore the potential of integrating the proposed primality test and its variations into a comprehensive approach to prime number testing. We'll delve into how we can use conditions based on our earlier discussed expressions of OP and WP as checkpoints in the prime testing process, enabling systematic verification of candidate prime numbers. We'll also examine the potential of integrating variations of VP, allowing for customization and optimization of the testing process. And finally, we'll discuss the ultimate single-step primality test based on evaluating WP that could serve as the conclusive step in the prime testing process. So buckle up as we dive into the intricacies of prime testing, the bridge that connects prime number generation to the prime number expression function. Now that we've explored prime number generation, let's move on to a proposed solution, an intriguing expression function related to prime numbers. The function is expressed as WP equals sign OPP, where OP equals sign WMCVP and VP equals sign MX10DN. In this expression, WP is a function that takes a prime number P as input and calculates a result based on the expression. EOP represents an odd number, which is defined as 1 plus a value VP. VP, on the other hand, is an even number represented in the form MXD in Italian, where M is an integer and N is a non-negative integer. Let's delve into the function. OP equals sign or 1 pop VP ensures that OP is an odd number because it's formed by adding an even number VP to an odd number. Then we have 1P equals sign OPP, which calculates a fraction where the numerator OP is an odd number and the denominator P is a prime number. Given that OP is odd and P is prime, WP would indeed result in a whole number. This is because dividing an odd number by a prime number typically yields a whole number. Since a prime number only has two positive divisors, 1 and itself, if the numerator is odd and it's not divisible by any other prime except itself, the division will result in a whole number. This intriguing interplay between prime and odd numbers forms the core of our exploration into the mystery of prime numbers. Stay tuned as we move on to understanding primality testing in our next segment. To prove the statement that WP =OPP is a whole number if P is prime, where OP =1VP is odd and VP =MX10N is even, we'll break down the proof step by step. 1. Given OP is defined as an odd number, VP is even and represented as MX10N, and WP is the result of dividing an odd number OP by a prime number P2. Proof: we start with the odd-even decomposition, which states that any integer can be expressed as the sum of an odd number and an even number. As OP is an odd number and VP is an even number, this decomposition holds true. 3. Next, we introduce the definition of WP. In this expression, WP is the result of dividing OP by P, which is a prime number. 1. Moving to prime numbers and divisibility, we know that a prime number can only be divided without a remainder by 1 in itself. Given that OP is an odd number and P is a prime number, the division OP-P will result in a whole number if and only if OP is a multiple of P2. By combining definitions, we can see that if OP is a multiple of P, then WP will be a whole number. 1. Conclusion. Therefore, if P is a prime number and OP is an odd multiple of P, then WP =OPP will indeed be a whole number. Now let's delve into a given scenario. Suppose we have a prime number P and we calculate OP and VP using the given formulas. If OP turns out to be an odd multiple of P and VP is an even number, then dividing OP by P will yield a whole number, proving the statement. This could serve as a proposed single-step primality test. If a number P passes this test, it could be a prime number. However, we must consider the prime distribution. Prime numbers are not evenly distributed. They become less frequent as we move towards larger numbers. But if we define a range, we can use this test to identify prime numbers within that range. In conclusion, the proposed primality test and its variations introduce novel approaches to prime number identification, offering potential advancements in computational mathematics, number theory, and cryptography. Through their innovative design and utilization of fundamental number properties, these tests open avenues for exploration and discovery in the realm of prime numbers. In this segment, let's explore how the prime number expression function we previously discussed can be used as a primality test. 1. OP as a primality test. Remember, OP is defined as 1 plus VP, where VP is MX10N. If OP results in an odd number, this could suggest that the input P might be a prime number. Why? Because it's formed by subtracting 1 from an even number. However, OP being odd is not a definitive proof of primality. It's merely a preliminary test. 1. VP as a primality test. On the other hand, VP is expressed as MX10N, where M is an integer and N is a non-negative integer. An even result from VP could imply that P might be a composite number, as it's represented as a product of an even number M and a power of 10. Like OP, VP being even is not a conclusive indicator of compositeness, but it does raise questions about the primality of the number. 1. DBWP as a primality test. Lastly, if WP is a whole number, it strengthens the possibility of P being prime. As we discussed earlier, an odd numerator divided by a prime denominator often yields a whole number. However, much like the other tests, WP being a whole number is not an absolute confirmation of primality. These functions, taken together, form a basic primality test based on the properties of odd and prime numbers. In the next segment, we will delve deeper into more established methods of primality testing. Remember how we discussed the use of functions OP, VP, and WP as preliminary tests for primality? Well, let's bridge the gap between these initial checks and the more rigorous methods of primality testing. 1. The role of OP, VP, and WP. These functions help us weed out potential composite numbers at an early stage. While they don't provide a definitive proof of primality, they are useful in narrowing down our search for primes. 1. Transitioning to rigorous tests. After utilizing these functions, we move on to more established methods of primality testing. This transition is necessary because while our preliminary tests are efficient and quick, they are not foolproof. 1. The ultimate goal. Our ultimate goal is to have a reliable and efficient system for identifying prime numbers. This system would integrate both our preliminary tests and the more rigorous established methods. In the next segment, we will delve deeper into these established methods, introducing you to some of the most commonly used primality tests in mathematics and computer science. As we transition from preliminary tests to more rigorous methods, let's pause for a moment and explore a novel approach to primality testing. This concept involves the use of odd-even patterns in number theory. The odd-even dichotomy. In number theory, there exists an interesting dichotomy between odd and even numbers. This dichotomy becomes even more intriguing when we delve into prime numbers, which, barring the number 2, are all odd. A paradigm shift. Traditional primality tests, while effective, can be computationally intensive. What if we could leverage this odd-even dichotomy to create simpler and potentially faster primality tests? This is exactly what our novel concept proposes. The potential benefits. This new approach could revolutionize the way we perform primality tests, making it more accessible and efficient, especially for large numbers. But remember, this is still a concept and needs to undergo rigorous testing and validation, which we will touch upon in the next segment. So let's dive deeper into the world of primality testing and explore these fascinating methods. As we delve deeper into the realm of primality testing, we encounter an interesting intersection: the fusion of the odd-even dichotomy with primality tests. This new concept, currently under research, proposes innovative primality tests that exploit the interplay between odd and even patterns in number theory. The idea is simple yet intriguing. By leveraging the inherent characteristics of odd and even numbers, we aim to develop primality tests that are not only simplified but also efficient. These tests could potentially offer a faster alternative to traditional methods, reducing computational complexity and time, especially for larger numbers. However, it's important to note that this is still a concept, a theoretical proposition that needs to undergo rigorous testing and validation. As we explore this new frontier, we open doors to a whole new world of possibilities in the prime number generation and primality testing. Stay tuned as we delve into the core of primality testing in the next scene. Now, onto primality testing. Our goal here is to determine whether a number is prime or composite. Using mathematical properties or algorithms, we check divisibility, usually up to the square root of the number. There are several methods available, like trial division or the Miller-Rabin test, each with different complexities and accuracies. When we integrate these two processes, we get a systematic approach to generate potential primes and verify their primality, useful in mathematical computations, cryptography, and other applications. However, we encounter a puzzling question. Can we find a function p such that for any prime number p outputs another prime number q? In other words, is there a deterministic formula for producing prime numbers? Unfortunately, the unpredictable distribution of prime numbers makes this impossible. Even if a function p could output prime numbers for certain inputs, it's highly unlikely for it to produce prime outputs for all prime inputs. If such a formula existed, it would defy our current understanding of prime numbers and the principles of mathematics. In conclusion, while there may be functions or algorithms that generate primes for certain inputs, a universal formula that consistently produces prime numbers for all prime inputs is logically improbable. The claim that such a formula exists contradicts our understanding of prime number theory. In summary, the unpredictable nature of prime numbers is a fascinating characteristic that continues to intrigue mathematicians and enthusiasts alike. From their generation to their testing, prime numbers remain an enigma, with their distribution offering no clear pattern or formula. This unpredictability, while challenging, forms the very essence of their allure, making prime numbers an enduring mystery in the realm of mathematics.